Hey everybody, thanks for listening to the show. Before we get into the episode, I want to remind you that every week there are two brand new episodes of Have You Heard This available. One is right here for free wherever you listen to podcasts, and the second is a bonus episode for subscribers at patreon.com/Aaron Hertzog. If you like the show, or me, or my guest, it's a great way to show support for as little as $5 per month. If you're here because my guest sent you, then great news. I give half of the proceeds from all new subscribers this week to my guest as a way to say thanks for being on my show. So head on over to patreon.com/Aaron Hertzog and sign up for weekly bonus podcasts, a download of my stand-up comedy album, comedy videos, and more. The link is available in the description of the episode. Thanks again for listening, and on to the show. Max Fox.
That's it.
Thanks for being here with me on the show. What's up, man?
Of course. Not much, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm excited. Sounds fun.
I was excited when you reached out to do the podcast. We've been like circling each other for like quite a while. Blake Wexler put me in contact with you, friend of the show, friend of you, friend of me. And been looking to have you on my Sunday night show, but you went and got COVID when you were supposed to be on it. I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I get to talk to you on the podcast. So thanks.
For sure.
I'll have you on the Sunday show again for those who are interested.
Yeah. There's a lot of people eager to see me. Yeah. I was like best friends with Blake in college. We still talk and everything. I think we're both going to his wedding.
Did you live with Blake?
No, I never lived with him. No.
All right, because I was gonna say I crashed with Blake like one weekend once. I came up, a friend of mine was in like the Boston Comedy Festival, and we came up, and like there were like 3 or 4 comics from Philly who all just like slept on Blake's floor like for the weekend or like different days during the week. And so I was just wondering like, oh, did I like meet you like 10 years ago by accident? Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah.
And then just totally forget.
No, I didn't.
Did I sleep on your floor for a weekend?
No, you did not. You dodged a bullet by not sleeping on my floor. His roommate Ishan is someone we're both friends with who just had a kid and bought a house.
Whoa, so many people doing that, you know?
I know. It's I mean, are you with someone you might be married to?
I'm not.
That's a heavy question.
I'm with someone.
Yeah.
Might I be married to them?
Kids' house?
Is it something we're talking about? Yes, indeed.
All right.
For those wondering who are listening, sorry, I'm taken.
Aaron's settling down.
Yeah.
No, whenever people get like married and have kids and stuff, I'm just like, I automatically compare it to myself, and I'm like, I'm so behind the bar. Like I'm 32 and I like have not had a girlfriend in like very long time. But, very afraid of commitment.
You know, it all depends on what you want, what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And also what you can get. And not just what you're looking. Sometimes you're looking for something.
For limitations, as someone who's like not a very eligible bachelor. Totally.
That kind of leads us into the bit. I don't know if you did that on purpose.
I did.
But the bit that you want to talk about, that was some clever hosting on your end. If you did
this is all premeditated. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you want to get into it a little bit? Do you want to like I don't know, not like tell the full bit, but say like what it's about.
Yeah, so basically the joke is like I was on a date with somebody and I asked them like what they like do on the weekends, and then she was like I cook, I watch a lot of movies, and I go to sex parties. And in my head I was like, well, you only needed to say like one of those things. It kind of like trumps the other two. And then she asked me if I wanted to go to a sex party. And then I said no, because I'm awkward at regular parties. And then I think I say something like I can't be like a wallflower at a sex party, because then somebody comes up to me and they're like, oh, you like to watch too, huh? All right. So that's basically the joke.
No matter what happens, you're just going to be in an awkward situation.
Yeah, no matter what.
Is that Is that exactly how she said it to you? Because
Yeah.
it just came in a perfect comedic rule of three, like
The
two normal things and then
I
one out there thing.
literally I could go back. The thing is, it didn't happen in person. It was
Okay.
over like messages,
Mhm.
but if I doubt I can, but it was on my OK Cupid
Yeah.
profile. Um, and that's exactly what she said.
Because
She was,
that's yeah,
yeah,
that's funny because when you sent me the bit and
yeah,
I was reading it, I had some time to think it over, and I was like, oh, is this something that came up in person? It definitely makes sense to say it like it came up in
yeah.
person, or if it was like something that was just like covered in messages before you
Yeah,
guys met.
it we never met.
Yeah. Hmm.
That
I mean, I take it that like, yeah, probably not if you weren't interested in going to a sex party. And that's just what like one of the top three things that she does on the
I
weekend.
know. It was funny just how she literally said it like that. Like to her, that's a
Cook,
normal.
watch
Yeah,
movies, and
that's
go to
how that's her life. That's how normalized like orgies are for her. That it's like, when am I gonna get done today?
yeah.
Oh, I want to like send off these emails so I can make it to the like sex party.
How long ago was this?
This was like 5-ish years ago
Okay, so was
that it
this here
happened. And
or
then what's that?
was this here or in
This was
Boston or
in New
here
York,
meaning Los Angeles? Okay.
not in LA. This was in New York where I moved from to here, like I think 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it happened, and then I kind of like did the joke for like a year or so at Mike's, and then figured out a way to make it work.
Hmm.
And then that's the bit now.
Just dropping sex parties in there
I
casually
It was
after
so casual.
cooking, watching
Yeah.
movies.
And it wasn't like it wasn't like a joke. She wasn't like she was like, it was
Yeah.
very like earnest, like this is what I get up to, which is like so crazy to me. I also think that's part of why it works, because like that she is like such a different person than me.
Yeah.
Like sex party would never, like any kind of sex club, whatever, that would like never be so normal to me that I would just bring it up
What
like
are the
willy-nilly.
Yeah, uh-huh. It would be it would if I was going I feel like I'm the same. Like if I was going to do something like that or bring it up to somebody else,
Yeah.
it would take me like it would take me a week to like
To like build up the
to like
courage.
build up into it
Yeah.
and like slowly like address the subject in like
Yeah.
different ways,
Oh
like
my
just like
God.
the idea of sex parties,
Yeah.
like oh, can you imagine that people go to parties where like everybody's having sex? Wow, I never
Yeah.
even thought of that. And then like just like slowly like whoever I was talking to would just obviously know what I was doing like three
Yeah.
days ahead of time.
Yeah. No, it's insane. The
Like,
amount of time it would take for me to like regularly attend those kind of things, to the point where it's like second nature to just like say it, is like insane. Like I would never get to that point. You know what I mean?
I would like out of curiosity sneak into like a Eyes Wide Shut style sex party like
Sure.
Tom Cruise, where
Yeah.
like you're wearing a mask and you're just like looking in on the like illicit activities of the super
Yeah.
elite or something like
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, because
But
that was the other thing I was thinking of, is like that's like a caliber of like orgy sex parties, like the Eyes
uh
Wide Shut. That's
sure.
like millionaires, like
You're in a
venture
mansion.
capitalists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you had to pay like 10 grand to get a ticket or something. It's very like classy
You
and
need a
everything.
password. You need to
Yeah.
like you have to trace your ancestry back to the
Yeah,
Mayflower or something
you
to
have to
get
be
in there.
yeah, you'd be like a stonemason or some kind of Illuminati thing.
Hmm.
And like that's like a top tier orgy, right? Like that's like a
Yeah.
top shelf thing. And then I was thinking like I would never make it. I would never get there. I would never get invited to that. Like the like sex party I would be able to get to would be like kind of like open call, where it's like just like general admission, like there's no, like you just show up, and that would be disgusting.
There's no
You know what I mean?
password.
Yeah, you
There's
just
nobody
go.
even at the door. The door's
Yeah.
not even shut. It's just open. It's just why there's a sign, like a yard sale sign that just says
Yeah.
sex party open to
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. There's like yeah, there's a trash can on fire. There's just yeah. And
There's
like
no coding whatsoever.
no, the cops show up because you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing I would be able to get to. And like the top tier one, like maybe, you know what I mean? That might be cool, right? But like it would never happen.
I would only want to do it for like the danger of it and like the intrigue, like like the espionage aspect of it. I like wouldn't want to engage in like the sex party activities.
Right. You just want to kind of get that rush of like, oh my god, I'm here.
I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm not supposed to be
wearing
here.
A mask like everybody else is. Who are these people?
Right.
I think that person is famous.
The fear of getting caught is what would be cool. You're just like, oh my god, it's like you're shoplifting. Like, what's this?
Exactly. Yeah. I respect the person for being so open, and I mean that probably just comes with the type of personality of someone who's going to go to sex parties on the weekend. They're just going to be like, they're not going to be ashamed of it. They're going to tell you straight up, you know.
Yeah, that's that kind of person that would do that. Very comfortable. Like in their own body and like
they're not going to hold back. They're not going to be timid about saying that they're going to sex party, especially because like that's the type of person who knows what they're looking for and like can say like no thank you as soon as they like don't get it.
100%. They're not a people pleaser.
That's not me at all.
No, are you kidding me?
I'm like
timid.
This is something I could be looking for. I don't know, like maybe I don't know. I've never tried it. I
could be peer pressured into like attending and like not be into it and
like I also applaud you for holding your ground and not going. Here's the thing. If this would have come up like not in messaging, right? And you would have like met this woman for like an actual date and she brought it up, would it have been harder not to
I don't know. I really think if it was a thing where she's like, I'm going right now, do you want to come? Like I would probably have gone. Like she was pretty cute. So it was like if she was like, you want to come to a thing you definitely are afraid of? It's sure
outrageous to invite someone to a sex party who you've never had sex with. Like you don't know what you're bringing. What if you bring the worst person? Like before you invite someone to a sex party, you should at least have like one-on-one sex with them so you know what other people at the party are getting into. I wouldn't invite a stranger to a regular. I wouldn't invite a stranger to a regular party if I don't know how they act one-on-one around.
Sure. It's a huge risk. You have to be such a good judge of character.
Yeah. Any activity, any sort of party you're going to, you have to at least like know what the person you're inviting like if it's a pool party, you have to know like how they are just at a pool regularly.
Yeah. If they have weird tattoos, you don't know what you're like. You're co-signing on.
And a sex party is like the highest level of it.
Oh my god, the bravery of her to be like, you want to come to the most intimate setting and I like know almost nothing about you.
Or maybe it's not that intimate. Maybe it's intimate for like, you know, people like me and you, but maybe like a sex party is just like an open, like, you know, just people who are way more comfortable with their like bodies and sexuality than obviously you or I am.
Yeah, no, it's like making small talk for them. It's just like easy.
Yeah,
like
this
easier
is fun.
Than anything. Yeah.
I just get pleasure out of it. I'm like hedonistic. I'm just going to like fall into the like, you know, a Caligula orgy of it all.
That for them is easy. And I wonder if like other things are hard for them that are like easy for us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like just like making small talk in an elevator, like if that's like horrifying for them, but like
I wonder if they ever get up on stage and do stand-up. Can you
listen, man?
Can you imagine somebody who invited you to a sex party being like, I can't imagine that you tell jokes in front of people.
Like, I can't imagine what you just did, what you're doing. I guess. Yeah.
Do you remember how you matched with her? Was there like was it just that she was cute? Was it something in her profile? You know,
honestly, I'm so shallow. It's probably just because she was cute.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the, you know, main draw on dating apps is, you know what I mean?
It's very much like yes or no.
That's why it's such it's such an ego boost to be on them. Like if someone matches with you, you at least know that they think you're attractive.
Sure. The opposite is also true. It's an ego murderer if you have a fucking profile and nobody likes it.
Nobody, But also you could like just tell yourself like, oh, they haven't seen me.
Yeah,
like,
they have no idea what they're missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, no, nobody. My Hinge profile is like gathering dust. Like it's just fucking cobwebs. Like,
It's funny. I'm not. I will. I was gonna say I'm not trying to shoehorn in like a dumb bit of my own, but I'm going
no,
to.
do it.
Uh, I have a bit about how, and it's dumb, and it's not like I'm prefacing so hard right now. It's not a real bit. I do it in like dumb situations,
Let's hear it.
but I say that a lot of guys, like straight guys, will complain that like online dating is hard.
Mhm.
It's difficult. They don't get matches. And I'm like, well, just like with anything, you have to put in effort if you want to be good
Yeah.
at it. So when someone complains, I ask them, hey, have you even put in the effort to be 6'5"? And it's just that's it.
Have
It's
you?
not even
It's so
it's not even a real bit. It's just
you.
me bragging about being tall.
Yeah, being tall and not being single.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Have you even tried to have like a symmetrical face?
But
Like, come
here's
on.
I've tried a bit about this when I was on dating apps when I was single. I would like see profiles, and my favorite like question that like women would ask or
Yeah.
answer, I mean, like in their profile would be the one like when they like specifically say like what they want and what they don't want, because it just
Mhm.
led me to like self-reflection of just like this is not me. Like it was
Oh,
like
right.
when I read a profile, it's just like like somebody who's just like, I want somebody who is like, yeah, I don't know, like all about business or so, you know what I mean, like things like that. I want someone with a CEO mentality, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
well, I know that's not me.
All about business. Nope. 100%. They're like, I don't want anyone who's like indecisive or like,
Yeah.
not sure they want to get married. It's like, oh yeah, yeah.
So I do kind of I that is one thing, if I had to say that I miss about being on dating apps, it's that like I would do like weird sometimes self-reflection based on like what profiles
I
were saying they were
mean,
looking for. I was like, is this me? Is this not me?
I I don't disagree. There's times when I've seen people's profiles and I'm like, oh my God, this person is like doing very well in life. Like they are like dispensable income. They're going on like fucking,
Oh
vacations. Look at all their
man.
nice clothes. Oh, what they're an executive at a thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like and I'm like,
I
swipe left for them. I swipe
Dude,
left.
the last time I was single, I was in a relationship for like 6 years before it. And
Yeah.
so it was the first time I was ever on apps. And I was like 35 at the time. And
Mhm.
I was like, I'm gonna date like age appropriate women. I'm gonna date women in their 30s. I'm not just gonna look
Sure.
for like, like 20-year-olds to try to date.
Yeah.
But like I kept running into like these women who were very accomplished in their like professional lives,
Yeah.
to the point where it was like they like kind of they were single because they were just like lawyers and like focusing on like working as a lawyer for like forever. So it's like these
Yeah.
people like owned homes and stuff, and now they were looking to like settle down. And I like went on dates with some of them, and it was just like, oh, this is cool, like, but it's just like we are in like completely
I
different,
know we're
you
like
know
different worlds, 100%. Like working professionals who I'm like, gee,
just
like
like
you're in shape, you look well hydrated. Like, oh my God, what a nice home you have. You have a
yeah,
dog. You know how expensive that is? I'm just like,
like
Jesus, what am I doing with my
yeah,
life?
I was talking about like paying rent and living with a roommate, and they were like, well, I own my place in West Hollywood. And I was like, all right, that's like
All right,
good for
I'm
you.
out. Like, good for you. I know it is a weird moment of self-reflection of being like, Jesus Christ, who the hell is in my league anymore? Like I'm like, you know what I mean? Paycheck to paycheck. But yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. But I found somebody, and
You
our
did.
we met. I'm bragging again.
Let's hear
Just
it, Aaron.
I'm
You're
tall and
so
I have
humble,
a girlfriend. Hey, that's
man.
me, baby.
Did
It's the only
you
two
guys
facts about me.
yeah, there's nothing else to you. You're so one-dimensional. Did you guys meet on an app or did you
Yeah.
oh not
Uh-huh.
draw? Okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about it on stage. I have like a chunk about it now because like, we
Yeah.
met like during the pandemic and like Zoom dated forever before we like
Ooh,
met in person.
man.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
like, and now we live together. So yeah.
Damn. So you met before, you say, or during the pandemic?
During the pandemic.
And you
Yeah.
just Zoom dated until the
So
pandemic was over?
no, not the whole time. We Zoom dated for like a month, but like
Okay.
a bunch of, it was like near Christmas time. So like
Wow.
nothing was going on. So we did like a ton of like Zoom dates. Like we were like Zoom dating for like hours and hours upon end. And it was like,
So,
it was like really good. We could talk really easily. And like, we had like good conversation and it seemed to be like, but then it's just like there's this cloud looming over it. It's just like we haven't met in person. Like, what if there's nothing there?
wow.
Like, so we finally like, met in person and it was, obviously it was great because,
All
still
right.
together, living together, talking about the future and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's great. So how long were you guys together before you moved in?
like a whole year.
Oh, that's kind of quick. That's a little quick.
Yeah.
Quick
You
draw
judging,
McGraw.
you judging me?
I just, as long as you're happy, Aaron, I'm
Look,
happy.
look, when you know, okay.
Yeah, dear God. Well, I mean, good for you. You are very decisive. You know what you want.
I'm just like this sex
I
party
will.
lady, but the
You're just
opposite.
you and that orgy lady I met.
Yeah.
It's spinning image. I was
Yeah.
gonna
She
say.
she knows that she likes going to sex parties.
Yeah,
And I know that I'm in love with my girlfriend, and we moved
yeah,
in. And we moved in after a year. But you know
yeah.
what? We also both like to watch movies and cook on the weekends too.
Oh
So
shit. Do you guys do one other thing? Crazy. That's so
what?
interesting. How
What?
old are you, Aaron?
I'm 38.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm 32. So I'm afraid of commitment. I feel like I'll just get tired of it in a way where
Yeah.
like by the time I'm 35, I'll be like exhausted from fear and commitment that it'll just like break me down and I'll be like, let's do it.
I was like after my last like long-term relationship when I was single, I was just like, I'm just going to date around. I'm not going to do anything serious. And
Yeah.
like, I kind of did that for a little while. And then like the pandemic hit and it was like, you can't really like casually date during this. If you're
No,
trying to
you'll
date at
die.
all, yeah. If you're trying to
Yeah.
date at all, you kind of have to just like stick to talking to like, one person, especially if you're going to like meet up with people in real life.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'll like talk to different people, and then, met my girlfriend
Yeah.
during it, but like totally like kind of was like planning on doing like more casual dating, but I got like
Yeah.
about 2 years of it in before like the pandemic
You
hit
had
and
your
stuff.
fun.
So
Yeah.
a little bit of that.
All
Yeah.
right. Look at you.
But what let's stop talking about me.
Yeah, honestly, Jesus.
Yeah, why?
Is this
What
are you
what kind of stuff were you talking to this woman about before the sex parties?
Yo, honestly, I wish I could say a lot, but not a lot. It was
It
like
was just
very
very
introductory stuff of like, I really wish I could somehow find my old OkCupid account
yeah.
and like see it, but I think it was very much like, oh hey, oh, you have a picture of a thing? I know the thing. Like, what are you up to on the weekend? Like, it was literally the most like
just
surface level bullshit.
the first messages that everybody gets
Yeah, just copy and
on
paste
dating
the
profiles.
least interesting things.
I feel like there's other like apps for these type of people now. Like people looking for sex party have like specific
Yes.
apps for it, not just like
Yes.
they don't have to be on OkCupid if they
Yeah,
don't want to
it's
be.
it's a lot more like niche focused stuff for
There are ones like
everybody.
just
There's
for
ones
people
for
who want
farmers. Do you know
Yeah.
about that shit? I think it's
Yeah.
literally called
like
Just
farmers
for
only, Christian mingle.
farmers only. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I saw a commercial for the farmers one, and it was like
It's like guys
something.
moving big bales of hay.
Yeah. The tagline was literally like only farmers get it, or like something like that, where it makes sense. Like, if you're a farmer, you live there's nothing for miles until you
Yeah.
hit another farm, and like
You really have to set your location settings to
yeah,
make
for
it
like 50 miles.
like 50 miles. Yeah.
And it's still two people.
It's not like I grew up in like middle of nowhere central Pennsylvania, and people who are on
Yeah.
dating apps there, like they need to set their
Wow.
radius for like 50 miles, and like in the city it's like 2 mile. It's like so like
That's so crazy.
yeah, and like
Yeah,
people
I
who are
guess it makes sense.
yeah, like it's got to be so because you drive everywhere and like it
Yeah.
takes like half an hour to get anywhere at least. So
That's so funny. Yeah, no, I always lived in a city. So, and I think when I got lazier as time went on. So by the time I was 25, I would literally just do 1 mile radius
Yeah.
and be like, I don't want to take a train like 6 stops. Like, who's in my neighborhood?
I mean, especially if you're just trying to casually date, that's,
Even,
you
I mean, it
don't
wasn't
need
even
to.
that. I
Also,
was
you're in
like,
a city. Yeah.
yeah, I was like fully like, let's find a girlfriend. But I was also like, this isn't going to work if I have like a 45-minute commute to you.
It's going to be
Like,
too much work.
yeah, that, to me, that's a long distance relationship. It's
That's like a
like
big New
six
York thing
stops.
too. Like trying to like,
100%.
if you have to like transfer trains or
Yeah, 100%. If you, yeah, it's very like predicated on like what train line they're off of, and
yeah.
like if that's a trustworthy train. Like,
Where did you
if it's
live?
the,
Where did you live in New York?
so I grew up in Brooklyn Heights,
Okay.
and then I moved to the suburbs for high school, and then after college I moved back to another part of Brooklyn. And then the last year I was in New York, I lived in Astoria, Queens.
That's yeah. When I lived in New York for like 2.5 years. I was in Bushwick for like the
Nice.
first 2 years, and then I moved to Astoria, and I loved Astoria. Astoria was great.
Astoria is really cool. It's a really like small Greek
It was very
neighborhoody.
neighborhoody. Yeah, it
Yeah.
reminded me of Philly a lot. Like it reminded
Mm-hmm.
me of like some like South Philly
Yeah.
neighborhoods and
It's
stuff. I
very
think that's why
suburban.
yeah, I liked it. I liked it a
It's
lot. And
great.
then
Yeah.
moved
Flatbush
out
is like the like cheap rip off of Williamsburg. It's just
there.
like for like people who cannot afford anything. It's very grungy.
Yeah.
It's like Lord of the Flies for like 20 somethings.
I had absolutely no dating, like app dating experience when I lived in New York though. But
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse than LA, man. It's
Really?
crazy.
Worse in
Yeah.
what ways?
I don't know. I find people in LA to be a lot less guarded,
Okay.
and more open. And I just found, maybe, I mean, it's obviously my personal experience, but definitely, for the most part, would always preface like, I am a stand-up comedian. I do not have a 401k. This is
Yeah.
where I'm at.
Uh-huh.
I'm a waiter. And like that, with the slim pickings, I feel like New York's like a
In New
big hustle
York, like
city
more
where it's
people
like,
were, yeah.
we're like, yeah. And so I find that, but here I feel like you're an artist. Like people are more like, I don't know, like holistic and like,
Just
oh
in
wow, you follow your passion. That's
yeah.
so,
I
I
felt the
wish.
same way. Like even when I was like um dating like the like professional, like like women who were like lawyers and stuff, they
Yeah.
like were like, no, it's cool, like like it's cool what you're doing, it's great,
Yeah.
like I like that you have like a passion and you're creative, and like
Uh-huh.
they weren't like outwardly you know interested in the fact that like, oh well, you don't have like a 6-figure a year job or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I think that is more so the case here than in New York.
Yeah.
That's also like the whole
I think it just
mentality.
goes with the whole mentality. It's more laid
Yeah.
back. The quality of life is better.
Dude,
New York, if you don't make a ton of money in New York, life is hell.
if you're not rich, you're gonna have a hard time. Which
It's terrible.
sucks.
Like,
Which
yeah,
sucks.
you can like think like LA is obviously super expensive, but like it's not
It's
as
different.
hard if you just make a
Different.
normal living. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's also like LA is a very much, it's very spread out.
Hmm.
New York, it's just, you see this much sunlight a day because it's tall buildings. No one gets any vitamin C. People are on edge. It is more expensive. And here, I just feel like the way of life is easier. I think people here are happier because they get more sunlight and that kind of spreads out. And yeah, it's cheaper. But if you take away how expensive having a car is, it is
Yeah.
just way cheaper.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What I like the part of the joke where you just bring it to like actual parties
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
make a comparison where it's just like
It's
how would that translate to being at a sex party if you're just awkward at regular parties?
impossible.
What kind of party
Impossible.
awkward are you?
If I am, if I go in and I don't know anybody, I will like so scared.
Yeah.
Once I get into a groove and I'm like, all right, I have these people, we're on the same thing, I'm fine. But there's a huge like I have a very big like mental block to get through. Like
Mhm.
that initial awkwardness is like I feel that so deeply. So if I go with one person and they're like introducing me to people, it's very difficult for me to move past that. So I will a lot of the time find myself like just staring at my phone, like in a
Yeah.
corner, or like just like staring at like a fucking flower vase or something, and just being like, it's
To
just
just like mingle in the I feel like I'm the same way. I feel like I'm either all or nothing in like situations like that. In like big groups, I'm either super quiet or I like turn it on and become like I don't want to say like the center of attention or anything
no,
like that, but
but
I turn it on and
yeah.
and like I hate kind of both of those. Like both of those things are
You
tiring.
hate yourself no matter what. Oh, it's
Yeah,
tiring. I got it.
like
I got
it's
it. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like or it like takes it takes a very specific mood or effort for me to be able to like turn
Yeah.
it on to be
Dude.
like, oh, he's fun at parties. I'm never in that like just nice middle ground where I'm like
Yeah.
mingling, having nice conversations, unless I know
100%.
everybody at a party, unless it's
Yeah.
just like a party with all friends.
I know. I think that's a stand-up thing because I feel the exact same way. I think it is a thing because we're so used to either like doing nothing or being the center of attention. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you go
Uh
do a show, you're like in the back talking to like three people, and then all of a
we
sudden everyone's looking at you and you're hilarious.
we
You know what I mean?
warped our minds. Our personalities are destroyed by the fact that we
God,
like
we are so broken. We're
we
like
have these
broken toys.
yeah, just intense periods of like being the center of attention and then like
Yeah.
going back to like nothing or just brooding in a corner.
Brooding.
Man,
Yeah.
I did a comedy festival one year, and after my first show, it was in Austin, Texas. I'd never been there before. I thought that I had like not a great set after my first show. I went back to my hotel room. I didn't even hang out with I was just like
Wow.
that was like the kind of mood I was at that time. And
Did
I
you
just
not
like
do well?
it was probably fine.
Oh, in your head, it was
In my
terrible.
head I didn't crush, you know what I mean? Like I was like I didn't kill. I
I
was like I
know.
like built it up because it was like I think it was like the first festival I ever did. It's like a decade
Okay.
ago. So I just went back to my hotel room instead of hanging out and having fun with other people.
I know. I understand that completely, and I've totally been there. We're so self-important that we're like,
Yeah.
I didn't kill. I need to go back and like fucking listen to sad music and like
Yeah.
drink myself to sleep. 100%.
I feel like I'm like a dinner party guy. Like,
Ooh, love a good dinner
like
party.
6 to 10 people, like you can kind of talk to
That
everybody
maybe
that
a few people you don't know, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, just a few people tops that I don't
God.
know, but like, hey, are there dinner sex parties where it's just small groups of people, small
Yeah.
orgies?
I mean, I've heard of there being like buffets at sex parties, which is like it's kind of like a dinner sex party. It's
I
dinner.
think I think you gotta split it up. I think you have to
Okay.
have a
You want like a
sensible
nice sit
sit down
down.
dinner.
Sure.
It can't be too heavy,
No,
obviously.
no. You want a light salad.
Yeah.
You want some interesting appetizers to like kind of be
Mhm.
like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, and then like a little
Yeah.
bit of time to like, discuss things, digest your food.
Discuss politics, just like,
Yeah, and then it's like,
current events.
shall we move into the fuck
You
rooms?
got, yeah. Does everyone want to go fuck everybody at the same time? Like,
Have you finished your cognac? Do you
yeah,
need-
exactly. You need a drink. You got to
Yeah.
drink, not too
Um,
much.
yeah, you gotta be in that right area.
No, I feel you though. It's so funny. Yeah, no, I am a dinner party is I think that is my comfort zone,
But
which immediately makes me think like, good God, childhood is over. You know what I mean? We're not having
Yeah.
fun anymore. We're
No.
not going out to parties and shit.
I
We're
just
like,
want to sit down and have relatively meaningful conversations
God, what
with
happened to
other
us?
adults.
When did we turn into this? But it's true. I 100% rather do that than go to some like coked up rave or something.
Yeah.
Like, let me sit down. Let me enjoy myself. All right. I want
Just
to
have-
like take
yeah.
my time.
But like I feel like that's because you don't want to. I don't know. Maybe some people do,
Yeah.
but a sex party is probably better with strangers than close friends.
I guess it all depends.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm as a complete outsider. I don't know. I'm sure there are like, I don't know,
You really
meetup
have.
groups for people
Oh,
who like, like the same, like, I wonder, like, sex parties are cliquey, like they have like the same, like, 15 people at like,
yeah,
at,
it's like comedy. There's click. You're like, oh my god.
what do I have to do to get an
Yeah,
invite to the East
God.
Side sex party on Tuesday nights?
They're so clicky.
Who
It's so
books
hard to get
that?
in there. Yeah, who books this orgy, man? Yeah, no, maybe I don't know. I mean, having that like friendship where you're like, yeah, we can all have sex and then look at each other in the face the next day, and there's no
Yeah,
awkward.
and then go out to brunch the next day, and it's like not awkward.
Wow,
It's
yeah.
just, I wonder what type of stuff like builds that personality.
I think it's a lot of crazy stuff. I think it's like you're like a Cirque du Soleil of a person where you're just like
You're just
tattoos
open to
everywhere,
everything. You're
open.
not like,
Yeah,
yeah,
totally. You're like going on, I don't know, what's a crazy thing going on, like fucking you're climbing a mountain or something, then you're going
yeah.
to like Burning Man.
Less
You know what I mean?
less evolved people
Yeah,
than
just
might be like,
primitives.
oh, it's probably trauma. Like people go immediately to that. Like it's like, so,
Yeah,
like it has to be like some sort of like, and it's just like, hey, these are just people who are like who know what they like and like having
yeah.
fun and like,
I mean, it strikes me as something that's like very European.
I'm
You know
sure
what I
it's,
mean?
yeah. I'm sure like everything, it goes like across the board. There are probably some people who like, would like to be at sex parties with strangers all the time, and then
Sure.
there are some people who like sex parties but only with like trusted friends.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you should
It's
have
all
asked
kind.
this. You should have asked this lady more questions,
Yeah,
man.
I want to know about this world.
Can you
Like,
can you pull up your old OkCupid account, find the messaging, and be like, hey, I have follow-ups 6 years later or whatever.
she's married. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean, I'm so curious. I feel like I am so stubborn that I feel like it's just like it's not all across the board, and it's just people who are like, I don't know, just kind of wild. They wear like top hats. They have like blue contact lenses, so like their whole eyes are like one giant pupil or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. Maybe that's bad on my part.
But then you hear about like the tales of like suburban husbands and
This is
wives who
true.
like go to like
Yeah.
key parties and like
Mm-hmm.
swingers parties and
Yeah.
things like that.
50 Shades of Grey stuff, and it's just like a bunch of like teachers.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
just like releasing like their like pent up like,
yeah. They've suppressed so much because they're like a bank notary, and they just like let all that shit fly. Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, I'm like outwardly intrigued by the whole thing, but I would never want to. I would never want to set foot inside of it.
You know,
Unless I was like, like an Upton Sinclair style journalist, just going in there to investigative report on it.
yeah, this is all for, yeah, you could pretend that's your thing. No, I mean, honestly, I'm on the fence. Like, would I go? Wouldn't I go? I don't fucking know. I'm
You
definitely
had your
not gonna.
chance
I fucking blew it.
5 years ago when you were just in your mid-20s.
Man, I
Now
fucked it up.
you're in your 30s,
Decrepit.
and you're gonna be. I thought it was bad that I didn't read Harry Potter until I was in my 30s. You're
32, and I haven't even been to a single orgy yet.
yeah.
Or
I've
finished
never-
Harry Potter. I read 3 books and never finished it. No one lets me live that shit down. It
Oh,
ain't gonna
no.
happen. I'm not finishing the books, guys.
It's fine. It's
Eat
you
it.
don't have to. I feel like it's falling out of popularity.
It's been falling out of vogue. That took a
there
minute.
there were like a few years where like
Dude.
so many people like their whole like every reference they would make was just all tied back to Harry Potter, and
Oh
I
my
I got none of them. I
Some
didn't
people
understand any of them.
Really got in those fucking books. And I was like, just all the fucking inside jokes. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I don't get it. All
Just
right?
like sex parties.
Just like saying those are the Harry Potter series, orgies. Is there a difference
It's
at all?
it's the same.
Hogwarts.
I bet a lot of adult orgy enthusiasts are also Harry Potter adults.
Right. They have like fucking Hogwarts themed
Yeah.
things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They're not Disney adults. They're Harry
No.
Potter adults.
Those people are, yeah, they would
They're not
never.
going to orgies.
Too buttoned up. They're afraid.
Yeah.
Disney adults. Yeah, maybe some Star Wars fans. I could see that.
You see, yeah.
know?
You see a lot of that on dating apps too. Just Disney adults looking for
Jesus
other Disney
fucking
adults to
God.
go to Disney.
It's like, no, like I'll go once, but people who are like so into it, I don't know. I can't not judge them. Maybe it's because I don't know what's going on
Given
and I
the
feel
choice,
left out.
given the choice, if you had to,
Yeah,
would you rather go to a sex party or a Disney adult party?
with those people, if I
Yeah.
had to be
Uh-huh.
around,
Like if you were talking to two people on dating apps and
yeah,
you had to choose one of them to go to like their function,
uh, I
a
would
Disney adult
honestly
party where there's like
let's. You know
child's
what?
child's birthday plates and stuff where they
I'm
eat and they
Yeah, I'm gonna be uncomfortable at both, and I'm definitely gonna not enjoy myself. But I'd rather go out swinging. Like, let's go to the fucking sex dungeon. You know
yeah,
what I
why
mean? I
play
don't
it
want
safe?
to. Yeah, I'd rather do that and just be like traumatized than like hang out with a bunch of people who are like super into like Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Both are stories. One of them's sadder than the other.
yeah, yeah. Which one is worse? I don't know. I would
Disney
do
adults
orgy.
is worse.
Yeah, so those people are terrible. I would do. Yeah, let's go to the dungeon. I'm
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Don't put any Mickey Mouse ears on me. Give me a Fidelio
Yeah.
mask.
Give me one of those masks that like zip. You zip the mouth. I want to do that.
That's like the like you know how when you go to one of those Brazilian steakhouses and you like can put the little green light or red light whether you want meat or not. It's the same with this
No.
differ in the mask.
What are you talking about?
So if you go to like my reference is broken. So if you go to like Fogo de Chao or one of those like all you can eat Brazilian steakhouses where they just like
Yeah.
keep bringing you meat, they give you a
Yeah.
little button and one side's green and one side's red. And if
Oh,
you put the green side up, they will bring you meat
they
and
just
put it.
consistently
They will
feed
come
you
by
steak.
and then if you put the red side up, it's like I need a break from the meat. Don't come back with meat until I flip. So what I was trying to say is, at a sex party, if you're wearing a
Yeah.
mask with a zipper,
Yeah.
when it's
That
shut,
means
it's like I need a break from
I'm
the
full.
meat.
I need a second.
And when you open it up, it's like
Nope.
feed me meat.
Let's go. I'm famished. Let's do all this stuff.
Now you're all caught up.
Did not know that about Brazilian steakhouses. What a wow. How cavemen like them to like not even be like
Just a
would you
yes or
like?
no. Just a yes or
fucking
no
throwing
button.
down steaks.
I think in the nicer ones, they'll still ask, they'll make sure even if your button is green,
Like,
not just to
I
keep
see a green
piling
button.
on.
I just want to make sure. I wasn't sure if you're awake or not. Do
Yeah.
you want more T-bone? Yeah. Wow. All right. Steakhouses. Yeah. Similar.
Yeah, I haven't been to a steakhouse in a while either.
Really? Here's
Yeah.
the thing about me. I'm vegan, but I take a lot of breaks. So I have not been to a steakhouse in a lot. I think I had steak once in the past year and I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
But steak is 100% the thing I miss the most.
Yeah. How long have you been vegan?
I was pretty seriously
Mostly
vegan the past since I've been in LA, it's been a fucking shit show. But
Yeah.
the 2 years before that, I was like pretty good about it.
It's so funny because it's so much easier to do it here. I feel like because there's
It's
like
not.
so much.
It's not. There's
decent,
not a
good
lot
vegan food.
I mean, there's not a lot of. I have found a surprisingly small amount of restaurants that are vegan, and then when I'll go to places, the vegan options are like a side salad or like
Yeah, it depends on where.
potatoes and
Okay, yeah,
shit.
if you're going to other restaurant, yeah. My girlfriend's vegan, so when I moved in, it became like okay, I'm going to follow the vegan rules, like when I'm
Yes.
at home and when we go out together and things like that. So I'm like mostly vegan at this
Yeah,
point. Like,
it's
will
the same
occasionally, like, you know, when I'm out with my boys,
when Aaron's out on the town, zero rules. Green card for everything.
green card, yeah, bring me the
Bring
but
in
like
the
I've
meat.
I've actually noticed I don't miss it that much. I like, and I've noticed
Yeah.
like a literal like physical difference in how good I feel.
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah,
Fucking works. That's the thing, is like, yeah, I guess I'm about the same as you right now. Sometimes I will like just be a fucking idiot. Like I went to, was it Korean steak?
Okay.
Korean
Like
barbecue.
Korean barbecue,
Korean
yeah.
barbecue. And I got home and was in the fetal position for like a good 20 minutes, took the most disgusting nap of my life.
That's how you would be after going to a sex party too.
Yeah.
It's like
Just
something that
crying,
you don't do that often, but when
covered in
you
fucking
go and then
sweat, just
yeah.
plum wine all over my shirt. Just yeah. Yeah, fucking hell, I guess.
Man, I want to know more about this lady. I wonder where
I
she
mean,
is, if she's still going.
if I were to
If
guess,
she,
she's probably still doing it. I would guess she's in a polyamorous relationship,
yeah, that's a
you
big thing
know?
now.
Sure, she's got like she does aerial yoga. You ever see that? You ever
Yes,
see aerial yoga? Bet she
sure,
does
yeah.
that, you know?
Hmm.
Definitely at Coachella right now, you
Yeah.
know? There's a lot of things I could infer.
I understand how like a polyamorous relationship and things like that could work for people.
Yes.
I understand the idea of it and
Yeah.
how it would work, but I don't think my brain could
No,
ever
you
like
you
could
don't
ever
strike
do
me
something
as
like
a
that.
swinger, Aaron. Can't tie Aaron down.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
hey, I'm the same way. Like I
Like
could
in either
see it. I could
direction.
see
Like
it.
I could see how it works. I don't see how like I would do it myself and not feel bad, like having other partners, or like knowing that like my partner has other partners and not. I don't know. It's like a
Yeah.
weird like, and I understand how that's like. I don't know, like people who do things like that would be like, well, that's because you're not like open enough, and I agree probably, but I'm also
I
fine
don't
with it.
know if
Like I don't know.
yeah, but like you being open would just mean it reveals different things about you. You know what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean?
true. Yeah.
Like for
Uh-huh.
them, for people who are poly, like being open is like, I really want to be with multiple people at once. And like, I'm totally okay with it despite like societal pressures. For me, I don't think so, man. I think I am I think I'm a little bit of a jealous person. And that's
Yeah, I think that
obviously the
plays into
worst
it.
thing to bring into a polyamorous
Yeah.
relationship.
Oh, it definitely. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I couldn't. It's it's the thing where it's like on paper, like, ooh, that seems fun. But I think
I don't even think
now,
like it. I get that it seems fun. It also seems like a mindset that I'm interested in like knowing more about. Not even the fact that like
yeah,
ooh like just like run around fucking a bunch of people sounds like
sure.
fun. Just more
Yeah.
like the idea of like ooh what if my mind worked like that?
What if yeah, oh God, 100%. Like, what if my mind was like so okay? You have to be so okay with like yourself and like
Hmm.
so confident in yourself and
Yeah,
like your
that's what I envy
body.
about it.
Yeah, because
I
like
don't
then
envy
you're
getting
never jealous because you just are. You know
yeah.
what I mean? You're one with yourself and like everything that happens around you is just,
Yeah, I don't care about having
is.
sex with a bunch of people. I care about being comfortable with myself where like
Yeah.
where I would be okay with that.
Good
Not
God.
the
Yeah.
actual physical act, just the mental.
The dude, I envy that so bad. Like if I could like not hate like not I don't hate myself, but I hate on myself so often that I'll
Uh-huh.
just be like wearing like today I was wearing a shirt and I'm like, oh, that belly's sticking out. When are we gonna get like no wonder no one likes you on Hinge. And like I'm like, can you imagine just being totally okay with your body to the point where you're like, this is me.
No matter
This is
what.
who I am. Like I'm
Yeah.
so okay. I'm like, no. you know,
Yeah.
like people like that. I don't even know. There's like famous people like that and shit. But you know what though? You never see a somebody who's like just kind of like average. You know what I mean? Like an average body. Like for me, like I was like an average body. It's like I'm like in
Hmm.
between. I'm like chubby, but whatever. I've never seen anyone like that who's like I love myself and everything I am is okay. You know?
It's either one way or the other when
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Either you're like an Adonis and you're like, yeah, I love this, or you're like not, and you're like, I wish I didn't look like this.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's all of this and like where it comes from is interesting to me. Not enough to actually like pick up a book and read about it, but
Ugh. Fuck that.
but enough to just like mindlessly speculate on
Right.
podcasts about it.
Sure. Maybe watch 7 minutes of a TED talk and then turn it
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
Yeah,
TED Talk,
100%.
YouTube videos, the same
Uh-huh.
thing that get people in trouble saying they do their own research about like medical things.
Yeah. No. Yeah, let's be honest. I have no idea and I don't care. So I'm just blissfully unaware.
I care about it a little bit. I wish I understood. I wish I understood like psychology to the point where I could like write a show as good as The Sopranos. that's
Ooh.
that's why I want to understand that kind of thing. So I could like so I could write something that good where it's just like,
That
ooh,
is
this is like
true. Who wrote that show? Is that Vince Gilligan or
no,
no? It's
that's he's
something Winter.
David Chase was
Did
the
David Chase write it? But do
creator
you
of
really
it.
think
Yeah.
that like David Chase knows a lot about psychology or just a lot about like writing television?
I don't know, probably a little bit of both. I feel like you have
Maybe.
to
I
have
guess you have to
to
like,
get into
yeah, you
the
got to dig
levels of
deep.
stuff that they
You
get
gotta
into.
yeah, you really got to like, yeah, you got to dig deep past your like
Especially
subconscious and
yeah,
understand
like
shit.
some of the nuance that they get into, the way that like characters will like this is just my professional jealousy coming out now.
Sure, yeah.
So I
Fucking
see just sexual jealousy comes in professional jealousy.
fucking writers of Sopranos. Yeah, no, 100%. I wish I understood why I am the way I am. Maybe I'd be more interesting if I did.
I mean, I do, go to therapy sometimes. Maybe these are notes I should take and bring up
Yeah.
at at that point.
Yeah, but you have so much other bullshit to work through. Like, who gives a shit about like vague things?
Yeah,
Like
I
the
got to
human
talk about whether
condition?
I'm happy or not with the amount of open mics I did that week.
Yeah, or talk about how like one isolated incident that happened like 3 years ago is still like
It's still
fucking
ruminating in
haunts
my
you.
brain. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, open mics. Jesus Christ. Just talking to your therapist about mics.
I
No,
just
this
feel
one
really,
joke worked at a show and it didn't work at a mic. So
I feel really unproductive this week. I
I only
didn't
did like
grind.
16 mics. Yeah. Jesus, we're broken.
What does your what does your dating profile say about you now?
I mean,
What is
I had
2022 Max's dating?
it. I can't remember. I mean, I could bring it up. I have a hinge. I have a hinge. Tinder is just, I don't think.
Is anybody?
I don't think I belong there.
I
Like
feel
people on
like
there,
when I
people
was
with like
there,
six packs and like Ferraris, and I'm
it
like,
seemed all fake. It seemed like just all bots when I
really?
downloaded it and looked at it. It didn't seem like anybody was actually real. And I didn't like,
Yeah,
for some
maybe.
reason, something about it just made me think like, even when I got matches, I was like, this isn't a real person. Like the other
Yeah.
apps just seemed more, I don't know, grounded or realistic, or that the people were real.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just the kind of person that does well on Tinder is people who are like fucking one
Yeah.
dimensional and like
It
that's all
does
they
seem
got. They
like the
look
one
fake.
for like it just seems like the hookup app.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's the hookup app. We're not invited. It's only people who love themselves. Yeah, my dating app now, I mean, I obviously have to change it because it's not working, but I don't know, I'm more honest, I guess. I'm just like very much like forthcoming about, I'm like, I want to meet someone who's like outgoing and enthusiastic and like
Sure.
I'm very passionate about like restaurants and like bars, and I want someone to like do that with, and then like, making a joke about it so I'm not too authentic.
Yeah, sure.
Too vulnerable.
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
of reality, a little bit of making a joke.
Yeah.
What's your strategy for I don't know, when you like match with somebody? Because I know I know on Hinge it's like you can like things, you can like specifically
Yeah.
comment on things, you can like gives you lots of options.
I think I do what like the basic is like just you find something you can like relate to or like make like a good joke about. So if it's like, oh, I know that band, or like,
Yeah.
oh, surfing, I want to do that, or just like stuff like that.
A little bit of a comment. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of just being like, sup.
Yeah. I feel like from like a dating app perspective, like some people just have like their inboxes are probably like nightmares.
Oh, just like inundated.
Like, yeah, just inundate, like, you know what I
Dude,
mean? Like they
it
just gotta
is
be getting like just
completely
like,
different for girls and for guys.
yeah,
It
just
is
like
just nonstop. I remember I made a Tinder account using my friend's like Facebook, and she was a girl, and I was just like, I was really just like
just
fucking with
catfish.
people.
Yeah,
I was basically catfishing people.
but you wanted to see what it was like. It was
I want to see what it was
an
like.
experiment.
I mean, I'll be honest. I mostly just wanted to fuck with people.
Sure.
Really, what I went into it with is like how I wanted to see if there's anything I could do to make guys not want to respond.
Oh yeah.
Anything I could say. So I tried like everything.
Just like being a terrible person, like being awful,
dude,
like
being a terrible person, saying crazy shit. Literally, I just like slapped the keyboard and people were like, haha, that's crazy. Like, what's your sign? People are so thirsty. But yeah, it was just like every second you match with somebody. And it's just constant. You're just constantly matching and just the same shit. People just go, hey, what's up? Yo, what up? Hey.
yeah. Or if you have like a picture that has like, I don't, you know, like you're wearing a shirt of like a movie, like you probably just get like the same quote from the movie thrown at you all the time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that. And then there's people who are like just fucking terrible, like crazy, like dudes who are just like, yo, we should fuck, like
just immediately. Yeah.
Dude, right out the gate. Just like, you want to see my dick? I'll send you a dick picture. And it's like what? Like, I'm like, when has that worked? Like, there's no way. Has that worked?
I don't think it's about it working. I think it's about making somebody else feel uncomfortable. I think that's what I think it's like. These people just like don't care. They're just like, I have some level of access to someone's inbox and I'm going to I'm going to use it to assert some sort of power over them.
Yeah, you're just it's an ego trip. You're not looking for results. You're looking for just
a reaction. Yeah,
a reaction. Exactly. But yeah, it's night and day. It's night and day.
Just like, immediately just flooded with
it's crazy. But doing that, I was like, Jesus, if you do like match with somebody, you gotta like get their phone number immediately and be like, let's go out on a date tomorrow, because like they will find someone better than you in like 5 minutes.
It'll be very quick.
Yeah, it's that's just the rate of it, which is crazy. Like, you have to be such a type. I remember my friend was showing me his Hinge, and like, I think we're like similar. Like he's more good looking than me, but like not in a huge way.
You know, that's all I mean, maybe eye of the beholder. Depends on who you're asking.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just bitter, but like it's just, he goes for like a type. He has like a lot of pictures where he's just like kind of like smolder. You know what I mean? Off over there and like over there, and just,
is it because like he knows? Is he one of those people who knows how to take a good picture of himself?
Yeah, he's one of these fucking wizards who,
because that's something I don't know. I don't know. Whenever there's a camera pointed at me, something happens inside of my body where I like freak out and just like make the worst face possible. Or like,
I hate having my picture taken. I hate it. I remember I was always told like, just relax and smile. And for me, I feel like someone made the most awkward comment in the world, and I'm just like, and it's like,
it blew my mind,
and I'm like, who the fuck is that person you just took a picture of? Like,
it blew my mind when I found out people actually like practice their picture faces. Like, that's something people do. They actually like stand and look at themselves in the mirror and like make different smiles and like stand different ways. So they like know what's going to look good when they take a picture. And it's like, that makes sense. Like, if you think about it, it makes sense that they would do that. But it's like, it's also like, I couldn't imagine taking 10 minutes out of a day to look at the mirror and change my smile a bunch of times to see what I think looks good in a picture, and then like working on the muscle memory to remember to do it when there's a feeling.
Dude, that's
I need to move my head 20 degrees this way and smile 50% with my right lip.
Yeah, dude, I've never even thought of doing that. That idea has never crossed my mind, not a single time. It's so funny you say it, because I'm like, that's actually a good idea.
It
And
makes sense.
I still am not going to do it.
Yeah. It's
I'll
like
feel
recording your stand-up sets so that like
Yeah.
you know how you sound, or like you know when you're going things like that. And it's just like, I know I should do it and I still
Yeah.
don't. And when I do, I delete it. I listen to it
Yeah.
once and then
Like-
delete it because I hate how it sounds.
Yeah. Like, I'm petrified of myself. I don't want to see it or hear me. Ugh. So I don't know what it is about that. Like, hearing yourself talk, or like seeing yourself in a photo that's just like, oh, fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
God, that's so funny. I love that.
And then it's just like anything, you got to practice. You got to practice how you look in pictures. You got to practice how comfortable you are around people, so you can be with them in sex parties.
All things I'm not willing to put work or time into.
Yeah. I wonder if you work your way up, like you start with like small orgies and then move up to like
lesser known,
or if it's like
orgies.
less intimidating to go to like a big one at first, where you're just like another face in the crowd, instead of like, oh, there's only 6 people here. Everybody, I got to know everybody.
It's like in baseball. It's like there's a farm team. There's like the double-A. Like, work your way up to the big time. No, none of that. I'm never. No, fuck that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm still not taking it off the table. I might go to one at some point. Who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to find one.
I don't either.
That's another thing. Where do you find them?
This is my thing. If you're Googling where are the orgies, like, you're not going to find a good one.
You're not going to find a good one. Yeah.
You got to get invited to the secret clubs. You got invited to the secret societies.
If you're just looking for sex parties on Google, you're getting the ones we were talking about earlier with the yard sale signs.
You're going to feel terrible about yourself after you leave those, because you're going to be fucking disgusting.
Mm-hmm. And there's nobody I bet there's no scouts for the big leagues at those.
No,
like,
not anymore.
For people,
dude. Everything's on the internet now, man. They don't need to go.
You don't belong here. You got to be up in the big leagues.
Yeah, no, none of that. And like, I'm not getting invited to like a secret society. Like, what the fuck? I have nothing to offer. Yeah. I'd have to start my own orgy, which is something I'm beyond unwilling to ever consider.
I mean, just the planning of it is
the logistics.
Just alone,
Where am I going to get a room?
Do you have to have insurance?
Probably.
You probably have to get
how many
insurance.
things could go wrong?
Yeah.
How many things could go wrong? Like, you need so much insurance, and then you need, like, who the fuck is going to rent you a room like that?
Yeah. I think
you do
have to
like
lie
an
about
Airbnb.
the purpose. Like if you go to a florist and tell them you're having a wedding, they upcharge you, so you just tell them you're having an event.
I'm having a giant event where I need so many flowers. Is that
I'm having a dinner party. Yeah, that's just like what you. Yeah, like venues, florists, like caterers, like they have like different sets of rates, and if you tell them you're having a wedding, they'll give you a higher rate than if you just tell them you're having an event or a party or something. It's a real big scam.
I mean, that's a real funny thing to try to like cheat your way out of. Like, yeah, no, it's just a couple friends. Yeah, and then like the caterers show up and they
find out it's a wedding.
You're getting married. You're 100% like, no, this is not wedding.
No, this isn't a wedding. This is just.
I thought you were gonna say that. It's not. It's not. That's so funny.
Why is everybody toasting to your love? It's just a
good
party.
Friends.
It's a party about love.
We all love each other,
just like at sex parties.
Friday back. Just like everything is really just like a sex party if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
The World Banks, same shit.
Just like sex parties.
Mm-hmm.
They hold on. Yeah, they have to hold on to your things for you while they keep it safe.
Keep it safe.
If you're lucky, you get some interest.
I like just they keep it safe.
Yeah,
they keep it safe. That's so funny.
Is there anything else? Did I not ask you anything that you wanted me to ask you?
No. No. You hit all you did a great job.
Wow.
You asked all the questions, Aaron.
I wasn't looking for positive reinforcement, but I'll take it.
Hey, you earned it. You weren't fishing, but here you are.
Max, tell people who are listening where they can find you, what they can see you doing.
An astounding amount of not. Hit me up on fucking Instagram. Max Fox 1.
I'll
And
put the link in
then
the description of the
why
episode.
don't you go ahead and give me a follow on the old TikTok. It's Max Fox Comedy. And that is where it is because I need to work harder.
What are you doing on TikTok? What's your TikTok strategy?
I'm really, honestly, at the moment, post one more. I currently have 2 videos.
Okay.
I need to do another one, but I think I'm gonna keep doing. The first 2 I've had like 30. Okay, so when I was like from 20 to 25, I had like 25 different jobs. I like got really good at like lying on resumes and like lying in interviews, and I had like all these different fucking jobs, and they all were like horrendously. They all like were disasters because I was like underqualified.
Yeah.
So I kind of just been telling stories of like each
about
one
how
of
you
those.
lied your way into jobs.
Yeah,
that sounds
and
like
it
sounds like a podcast, man. You gotta do.
Yes, right.
Yeah,
that should be a podcast. It really just should be. And then I could just record it. I don't fucking know. Can you be my manager? Can you just manage what little I have and just tell me what to do? Guide me.
I'll be your guide.
You'll be my spiritual
guide. Yeah.
Great. I'll give you 10% of what I make.
Oh, that's what spiritual guides make.
How much is what's the average percentage that a shaman makes?
Yeah.
10% of enlightenment.
10%.
Yeah.
So it's like a manager? No, it's a spiritual guide.
More like an entertainment lawyer. But yeah. Yeah. That's where you can find me, and I will definitely turn that into a podcast because you're 100% right.
Great. And yeah, you can also listen to Max on the bonus episode of this podcast that's available right now at patreon.com/Aaron Hertzog. And if you sign up this week because you like Max and you're listening because of Max gets 50% of the new Patreon money from this week. And then I take 10% back of that 50% for being his spiritual advisor. So it's a lot of math. We got to figure it all out, but go over to patreon.com/Aaron Hertzog and listen to the next podcast and follow Max wherever you can find him.
Thank you so much, man.
Thanks for being here.
Of course.
Yeah, it was great having you. We'll go do
the
the Patreon now.
Let's do it. Let's go to the after party.